we got everybody. Who wants to run through what happened last week?
Where is the bard?
Tipiak?
Tipiak.
Yeah.
I'm here, but
Oh, I just don't see his thing on the board yet.
On the board?
Yeah.
The roll 20 stuff, I guess.
Roll
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I'm
8.
here momentarily. Or roll. Firefox had crashed. That's all.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no worries, man. Just making sure you're good to go.
Delay in your bed or something where they don't. I'd rather you not. Yeah, he's in here. He's just still loading in. Yeah. So outside of like party introduction or everybody meeting everybody and stuff, like quick rundown of what y'all did from one of your perspectives.
We rolled horrible. That's what I remember.
We met the drunk farmer and his son. His wife has been missing for a week or so, so we decided to help him go find his wife. We talked to his neighbor farmer, and yeah, that's about it.
We arm wrestled.
We learned with Jurgen how to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
We found a magical underground lit up thing in a river.
Yeah. We're currently like 10 minutes out of the location camping out.
Yeah, you guys had just come back to join our group to see if we were all going to go explore that, which I think we decided we did want to.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. And I think y'all made camping stuff. Cool. So you wake up as a group the next morning. Fairly pretty day, spring day. Probably being early morning. Like mid 50s Fahrenheitish, not Celsius. Sorry, I know y'all are. That would be like that's not a warm day.
I mean, it's just the two of us, I think. Me and Tiff, yeah.
So, y'all are about 10 to 15 minutes up the kind of little path through the woods that follows the river from the hole Tiriana and Lorella found. And the day is yours.
Stop breathing so hard.
Sorry.
Well, our plan was to like sleep in for the night and go like literally at the start of the day, right? Like, like what is it called? Dusk? No, dawn, right?
Dawn.
Basically, the plan was to me and Tiriana would scout ahead, like from the group. Like the group would follow us, but on a safe distance, and we would just scout ahead in the entrance that we found.
Well, I have to tell you guys before I go on any kind of fight or adventure or anything, I have to take my clothes off. Except for my pants. I leave my pants on. Don't worry. So, take my armor off, and I just feel better. Free.
It said to go in combat, you would take off your armor.
Yeah.
Why are you wearing armor then?
I don't know. Don't know. Just likes the way it looks sometimes when I'm in public, and it's socially acceptable to wear armor.
Okay.
I'm saying I like the breeze.
Now, what happens when you take an axe to your arm?
Well, I have unarmored defense, so while you're not wearing any armor, your armor class equals 10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your constitution.
Well,
so it's the same as if I was wearing armor.
Okay.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter.
To each his own, I suppose.
Hey, you got it. Use it.
I mean, the plan anyway was for me and Tiriana to scout ahead while you guys followed on a semi-safe distance in case we got into some sort of trouble. I suppose we could pack up our camp and head to what we found and do that.
Sure. I just want to smash.
Jorgen, what's your best smashing weapon?
My two-handed warhammer. I have my one-handed warhammer. His name is Dez, and my two-handed warhammer. His name is Troy. Too bad I
Nice.
don't have 3 arms.
Nice.
Can you use them together, though?
It says it's too bad I don't have 3 arms, because then I would destroy.
And Lorella, during that conversation, is just like finish packing up her tent and stuff like that. Getting ready to go, essentially.
Alright. So, as y'all are all kind of packed up from the camp from the night, what would y'all like to do? Can you still hear me?
Are we, what do you mean? For the night? I thought it was in the morning time.
Yeah, I mean, like, the camp from the night before. So, like, it's the morning and you've packed up camp.
Are we returning to this stuff, or are we taking it with us?
What stuff do you mean?
We just packed up camp.
Yeah, our own stuff, like what you used to sleep in, like
Taking
your
it
bed,
with-
like
taking
your
it-
bedroll, or like for example my tent and stuff like that. Yeah.
So then we go, I mean, I guess the thing is we follow them to the cave.
Alright. So, what y'all see where this path, when you travel down about another 10 or 15 minutes, the path kind of curves from the woods into the little creek / river that it's been running along the side, and just after it meets this creek, the creek kind of falls off of a drop in elevation, and in terms of where the ground is, it's only about a 10 or 15 foot drop, but the creek goes further down, like almost into a sinkhole and down below where you can see. Like, even in daylight, you can't really get a good image of what is down at the bottom where this water's going.
Lorella will nudge Tyriana and say, "Shall we go ahead then?"
Yeah, let's go.
Because we found like a cave entrance alongside the water, right?
Mhm.
No, this
We found some sort of entrance. That's what I recall.
yeah, it's this. Like, you can see where last night you saw where the water goes down, and I don't think you got a good vision of
We saw lights.
what was down there, but you did see like some lights moving around, so you could tell that there was something down there beyond just this water. It's almost like a sinkhole where the creek kind of is falling into it.
I swear we found some sort of cave, but I guess I'm just misremembering.
I may have described it poorly. That might be on me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like from what I remember is that we found like a cave with water, and that like we could traverse it, but we would basically be like traversing it on the rocks alongside the water. But it could be just me misremembering it completely.
Maybe I think okay. So I might have given you more description than I just did. So essentially, what you have is this water, comes off the kind of level you're on and goes down into this sinkhole, and kind of pools, and you can see below it that there is some flat areas around the water that could be traversed. Like, it's kind of limestone up the walls of it, and maybe a 10 to 15 foot section along the side of the water that could be walked, but you would have to go down
Mhm.
to get to it. Yeah.
How deep is that water?
We don't know, Jurgen.
What? You
We
can't.
don't know how deep the water is, right?
So who's a good swimmer and wants to go check it out?
You know, I wasn't gonna say Jurgen jump in, but
Jump in. Just fucking jump into the hole.
All right. So, as Jorgen just kind of takes off jumping at the top, you actually fall for a good bit.
Wait, sorry. I have a spell to help him, I think.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out how I can access my spells on the. Oh, they're not on Roll20, right? They're not on Roll20.
you need to have input all of that in the token that you have access to. But you can, for example, just say like I use Featherfall or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Because all your stuff is on D&D Beyond, isn't it?
Sorry. Yeah. 1 second. The Lawns of Far. Yeah.
If your stuff is on D&D Beyond, all you need is the extension, and then you can click it on D&D Beyond, and it works to post it in Roll20.
Well, that's cool.
That's cool. That is cool.
All right. So before you do this, my question is, one, has Turk done any? Well, has Turk done anything to any of your weapons?
Yeah, you had lit up something last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He lit up my my warhammer, my smash weapon.
Because at this point, like that would have fallen off. It's
Yeah.
daylight, but he's also going like underground. So I know Jorgen is going to be a little less optimal to fall down here than everybody else. Of course, he did just do it. So let me I can add something real quick for this. All right.
We just Jorgen just jumps in and just breaks the game.
Yeah, you didn't break.
My plans are ruined. No.
I wasn't expecting that. All right, we gotta fix this shit now. We gotta figure out what's gonna happen.
You jumped into the water, but you fall 20 feet. You take this amount of damage.
Or do I?
Here we go. So, yeah, you fall probably more than 20 feet. It's about 10 to 15 feet before you pass what is ground level of the ground, and then you probably fall another 20 to 25 feet. So, about 30 to 35 feet you fall and land in a pool of water that you don't touch the bottom of.
Oh, you got lucky.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I would have just shrugged off the damage anyways.
Are you meant to see a black screen or no?
Yeah, because nobody else is down there. Like, essentially what y'all see is you're going to go down in this hole and kind of splash into some water, and you can see a little bit of the surrounding area, but
I'm gonna
not...
yell down in the hole. Jorgen, are you still alive?
Can Jurgen swim?
Jorgen float.
I'm gonna look for a safer way down rather than just jumping into water.
Well, if Jorgen tells me he's alive, I was just gonna dive in.
I've got some hempen rope.
Make a perception check if you're looking for a different way down.
You want me to look for you while I'm down here?
I am blind today.
Oh.
Yeah.
I have my my thing that's lit up.
No. That's been too long.
No, okay.
Like essentially what you're seeing, Jorgen, is just lit up by the light coming from the surface into that hole. Like once you go further in, you're gonna at this point not see anything.
You guys need to get down here. The water is
Yeah.
refreshing.
Lorella, you really don't see any other way to do this than what Jorgen just did.
Alright, I'm jumping over into the water.
Are there any tree stumps or heavy rocks I could tie a rope around?
I mean, there's
Yeah.
some
You
at
all
the
get
edge of woods, so it would be
Okay.
pretty easy to do that.
If I want to jump in and do a flip, you're gonna make me roll something. I'm guessing. Right?
Acrobatics, probably.
Yeah, just acrobatics.
I can't roll. I can't crit fail twice in a row.
Or can
Right.
you?
I don't know
Right.
what's thick.
I have to do that. I followed Tiriana, but I do a backflip as I jump, and so I'm guessing I'm rolling acrobatics now.
Yes.
Mhm.
All right. A pretty
Yeah, good luck finding it.
pretty respectable backflip out of Lorella as she takes the same leap.
And then I just like dive in without like leaving a splash of water, like those like pro jumpers do, you know?
You dive head first or feet first? Because you're not supposed to dive head first.
Oh, I dove head first. Dude.
Oh gosh.
You have to do a saving roll.
No, the water's pretty deep. Like even at George size, you full
Touch
jumped
the
and
bottom.
didn't touch the bottom.
Like
Oh.
you're heavy, you didn't touch the bottom, so
Yeah.
you know.
Lorella's a good bit lighter than you.
Who else is still
Tinier.
above ground?
Me.
Yeah,
just
Farah,
the
Murphy, and Turklo.
Good to touch the bottom.
All right. Does anybody want a light on their on an object?
I think it's
What?
daytime. I don't think it's gonna be relevant at the
Yeah,
moment.
and I got dark vision, so it's fine.
Well,
Like you'll fuck over like basically everyone from the party but Jurgen if you put light on something. Because everyone has dark vision but Jurgen.
Okay.
Jurgen's just like bumping into stuff. Like a blind person.
All right. Well, I'm going to tie a few ropes together and wrap them around a tree and at least drop it down through the hole, so we'll have a way back up.
okay.
Smart
How long-
thinking, Turk. What would we do without you?
How long is your rope?
I don't know. I've got 10 hempen ropes. No, 1 hempen rope
I think
weighs-
it's 50 foot.
that weighs 10 pounds.
Yeah, it's 50 feet of rope.
Okay.
About half of that. Take feet of that.
What?
I would like to use light on any object,
Well,
light cantrips that could help.
okay. Like,
What the cantrip light?
yeah, essentially what Turk did to Jorgen's weapon the night before. You can like make an object give bright light within 20 feet and dim light out to 40. It essentially just makes a lamp for yourself.
Mhm.
So, at the moment, Farah, Turklo, and Murphy are still kind of up at the top of the hole, and Jorgen, Lorella, and Tiriana are in the water. Those of you in the water, there's like a very slight current going. It would be north on this screen, and
I see
that
it.
the brown area is actually the walkway in the essentially what you've jumped into is like a cavern that this creek over time has bored its way into.
That's land.
Yeah, so like top left and top right, there's some kind of like limestone that's up above the water. I just stuck everybody's tokens down there so everybody could see what was what was happening.
I don't see any. Oh, there
I start motioning towards them, like come down. Or rather, I swim closer and then say that.
we go. Can I put a light on a rock, like a good size, like a 5-pound rock?
I'm a rock.
I'm gonna do that. And then drop it in the water, and maybe we can tell how deep this is or see anything under the water.
Okay. You're doing that from up top?
So I cannot let us swim out of the way.
Yeah, you guys get out of the way.
You're muted. All right.
Where are you throwing it? Where do we need to go?
I'm just gonna drop it right down the middle.
So, it takes a couple seconds after you drop it for it to hit the water and kind of splash, and as it floats down, you can see it kind of get dimmer and dimmer, and it looks pretty faint once it stops moving. Make a perception check.
What, just Turk or?
Yeah, just start, because he's trying to figure out how deep that water is.
Dang it, my stupid dice roll. Let's try that again.
Watch your smart little mouth.
5. I mean, you can't get an exact footage, but it's more than what the drop is from where you're standing into the water. Like,
Okay.
it's kind of hard to get an exact read because they're down at the water, actual water level, and you're about 25 feet above it currently.
Okay. All right.
But you
I
can
think
tell
I'm on a jump.
it's pretty deep. All right.
Do I flip?
In goes a Turk. Y'all should be able to move your own tokens, by the way.
Okay.
Did you make your rope way down?
Yeah.
Okay, I will use that to climb down into the water.
All right. You actually don't have to climb down into the water. You can climb down like onto this kind of path that you're already standing on.
Well, if I wasn't blind.
Jorgen, where are you going?
Jorgen's exploring. So that just leaves Murphy.
Guess I will follow.
Okay. All right. So y'all come down and essentially what you're seeing is this small creek now running underground in a cavern. There's a limestone pathway kind of around it as it hits the bottom of this cavern, and it seems to kind of follow it on the left side. It's roughly 5 to 6 foot wide, so it could be used to walk now, but it would have to be single file, which is, you can see that roughly there. And then that cavern just kind of extends, and as it curves, you can't really see what's beyond it. Just between it's dark now, or it's dark the further you go in, because there's no natural light coming from above anymore.
Can you guys light my hammer?
Jurgen, let us explore first.
There does seem to be some faint glows of some kind of light further down, but you can't really see what they are at this point.
This is where we can stand on, right?
Yes.
One moment. Yeah, Yeah, I walk up to Tiriana, extend my hand to help her out of the water, and then say, "Shall we?"
I grab his hand, well, her hand, and climb up out of the water. My mouse ain't working.
Yeah, I can't move you, so.
It's fine. I got work. Sometimes it just acts stupid.
Jurgen, stay here. Jurgen, stay here.
It's like I'm swimming all over the place.
So, Jurgen, do you remember the plan?
Uh-oh, his mic might have gave out.
Nope.
He's just not listening. So I would walk up with Tiriana here and then say to the party, if you guys just like follow like behind us like 20, 30 feet so we can at least be as stealthy as we can and not be in the water preferably. Then I look at Jurgen
Thirsty.
and drink from the side.
But why would I have to drink from the side when I'm fully immersed?
One moment.
Jurgen, I heard swimming was for weaklings.
60-yard leap. I'm guessing we have to roll stealth if we want to be sneaky. Well, I at least want to be sneaky about it.
Yes. Yeah. If y'all are gonna try to move without.
I can do. No, I'm thinking of
Wrong
that.
game.
Yeah, wrong game.
Yeah.
You knew what I was thinking of.
Yep.
Yeah, like I just like sort of like enter this area and then I'll start like trying to be sneaky, and I will roll my stealth.
Ooh.
I roll a 19.
I guess I'll go. Do I need to roll stealth too?
Yeah. If you're gonna try to sneak along with him. Her. My bad.
I rolled strings for my drum.
Oh gosh. Are you gonna make noise so that people hear us coming?
Being like seeing Jurgen make all that noise, I'm just like trying to just get ahead. Like, please get me away from that noise. But I would wait. I would wait for Tiriana.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Are you like legitimately beating a drum going down through here?
Is this gonna be like the drums and like with the little goblins and Moria
Doo, doo, doo,
and
doo.
Lord of the Rings?
Boom.
I stop here.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Here-ish. And that's a bridge that I can see, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's not like a fully built bridge. It's kind of almost like three ropes in a triangle with a point at the bottom where it looks like it's made just to have two handholds and a single rope, fairly thick rope to walk across. Like it doesn't look impassable, but it also doesn't look like it's
Just makeshift.
yeah, it's just a makeshift bridge.
You know, Tiriana, I don't think they're following us, like we said.
Well, I don't think we want Jorgen to follow anyways, because he's playing a drum.
Wait, is she actually playing a drum?
Yes, he's
he
actually
is.
playing a drum.
One moment. I walk back. Jurgen, stop. We're trying to be sneaky. And I literally walk back.
You're
Nope.
trying to be sneaky.
I didn't hear that, and I just I returned back to Tiriana and say, should we continue? Like, I know that he's not gonna stop, but
I'm trying to get as far away from him as possible.
yeah, at this point, like, I'm not booking it.
Fine. You guys are not fun. Put my drum away.
Wait, is Murphy, are you also stealthing with us?
Who is this? No, this is far.
There's a fork in the road or in the river.
Jorgen, do you know how to be sneaky?
So, which way do you want to go? Should we go up or should we try and traverse the bridge?
Perfect. All right, I'll be sneaky too.
I don't know.
I bet I can be more sneaky than you.
We could
I-
split up.
I'd rather not, but if you insist, then we could. I can try and get across the bridge if you want.
One thing that y'all would have noticed
Oh,
That was awful. Oh my gosh. How do you roll a 0?
coming down
You want my drum?
this path is that there are some faint. It's almost like blobs of stuff that have been smeared to the wall that kind of give off a luminescence that's not very bright, but just bright enough to kind of be able to see
Which way is the luminescence?
see what's going on around you to a minimal degree.
I think it's there across the bridge.
Yeah, and as you go down, you can tell that there is some to the right across this little makeshift bridge, and there doesn't appear to be any as the path goes on in front of you.
You know what, Siriana? I'll just scout up ahead real quick, and then
All right.
we'll see from there. And I just walk here.
Okay.
Do I have to reroll myself, or can I just assume that for this?
We'll just use your stealth roll until something changes to either A, make it obvious that you're seeing, or B, like you do something that messes up your ability to be hidden from anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you go down, you can see there's the path kind of forks again. That cave actually goes further in. I've just got it. Here we go. Yeah. You can see that the path on the left kind of goes into the rock some, and then the path on the right continues to follow the river.
Mm-hmm. Upon
Do you
that,
think we should all take the bridge, or do you think some of us should take the waterway?
You're gonna think you should stay off the bridge. You might break it.
I approach Tiriana and say, I think I found a room, or at least a pathway that's not alongside the water.
Were there any more bioluminescence thing on the wall?
I didn't want to sneak in that far ahead, but if at least you are closer, I feel a bit more comfortable doing that.
Alright. Let's go check it out. What dear? Everyone, our daughter says hi.
Hello.
Hello.
And then, I'll motion for Tiana to wait here, and I just start sneaking in.
All right. So once you hit right about there, and you can see into the next room, you actually see what looks like a pretty normal limestone cavern, except there appear to be some pretty good sized mushrooms and fungi in it, and a couple of them almost seem to be pulsing, or not really breathing, but making that same kind of swelling and deflating motion.
Mm-hmm.
That's creepy.
I see pulsing mushrooms. Should we investigate that, or should we?
Probably.
Okay, and then I just motion for Tiriana to follow me.
Pulsing mushrooms. That sounds lovely. Alright. Investigation or perception to look at these mushrooms.
Investigation.
Okay. Alright, so we're gonna move in here and kind of check these mushrooms out.
All right. You have heard of um, mushrooms that are called shrieker mushrooms before? They're essentially harmless, but when startled, they give off a very high pitched and long lasting noise, uh, essentially alerting anything in the area to. It's like a defense mechanism. If they feel threatened in any way, they set off this really high pitched, almost like a rape whistle.
So basically, we shouldn't take Jorgen in this room with his drum.
And other than that, you really don't see anything in that room other than like
Is that
some.
water in the middle of the room?
No, it's just like a discoloration from the fungus growing in the room.
Okay.
Is my stealth sufficient enough that I can just traverse it? Or do I have to, or is that like stealth breaking?
No, you're good. It's, as long as you're like not trying to hold on to the mushrooms. I think
Well, I'm guessing these are the mushrooms, right?
yeah, the little circles. There's
Okay.
about.
I'm gonna
6.
try. And okay, never mind. She just
I'm just going for it. I'm gonna sneak past these mushrooms.
Oh, do you want to come with me?
Oh,
Where are you
no.
going,
Are you
Jorgen?
going to break the bridge?
Let's go explore. Who else wants to go explore?
As you go through that little passage and into the next kind of room in this cavern, it's essentially pretty much the same thing. There seem to be more of these mushrooms in here than there were in the previous room, but nothing else other than what appears to be stalactites and stalagmites from the cavern.
Do these mushrooms look like they've been purposely placed there, or they're just naturally occurring?
Um, they appear to be naturally occurring. It doesn't. They don't look like they've been planted purposefully there.
Okay.
Urglo, you coming?
Oh, yes.
Where are
Sneak
y'all
past these mushrooms.
Alright. Hey, y'all going across the bridge. And the
Murphy,
We're
you
going
coming?
around that mushroom.
athletics to cross the bridge.
Really?
Yeah, really? It's not like just a regular bridge. It's makeshift.
This is a very narrow passageway.
I'm assuming that like on like these areas we just really have to go sideways.
How do I roll
Yeah.
things?
So on yours. Okay. Hold on.
You're good.
You will click on the Soul Guy. Click on Bar. Fair.
So Lorella and Tiriana, y'all come out into
And now.
another opening that appears to be there's a pool, and this pool actually isn't a whole pool. This water kind of dumps off again into somewhere further below ground, and you can't see where it's actually landing. Like this just dumping in, and you actually, it's kind of eerie because you can hear it falling off of the limestone in the cavern, but you can't hear it hitting anywhere and pooling. But you can see back what would be up the creek from the way you came. It kind of, as the cavern is going down in elevation a little bit, there's a spot where the two splits in it are kind of falling off of some limestone and meeting again, and then falling again off into something way down below.
Is this like a raise or?
No, that's just a crack in the walkway.
Well, which way should we keep going? Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna go this way.
Let me see what y'all can see from where you're at. Oh.
Kind
It's
of
up
go
to y'all.
check out this water flowing down. Ooh, this is a very tight fit right here.
Cool.
Watch your step.
Maddie, did we make Did we make the bridge?
Yeah, 2 of y'all barely made it, but Murphy's the only one that hasn't rolled. I don't know if I need to.
All right, I'm gonna look at Lorella and be like, "Where do you think this water's going to?"
I think just deeper and deeper, but I can't seem to hear where it falls.
Where's Jorgen when you need him to jump into a hole?
I'm not sure if we want him to jump in this.
Awesome. Yeah, y'all all make it over that bridge fairly without issue. It's a little wobbly for Jorgen and Farah, but beyond that, you all get across.
Jorgen didn't break the bridge.
Murphy, are you rolling?
Yeah, he rolled.
But
That's
Alright,
it's
good.
sent GM only, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, he
I didn't see
just
it.
rolled where y'all couldn't, where I see it.
Oh gosh.
I think this just loops back to them. I guess we can just try and head back to them.
Yeah, I think we're headed back in their direction.
So are we seeing anything over this way?
Lorella, you're actually like coming up to where you entered that pathway, to the left.
We went in a circle.
As y'all
Well-
go down, there are a couple more on
Oh yeah.
this pathway of the kind of luminescent material in certain spots, just so that there's just enough natural light
So we should go down here, back to the
to be able to kind of make out generally where the path is and which way that it goes. Jorgen, is that a dead end to you? Yes.
All right.
Alright.
Are we gonna have to roll athletics to see if we make it across the bridge?
Yes.
Okay.
Da, da, da.
I'm gonna fall in.
I think
Oh, I might.
I think I just like I just
Oh!
I just oh no.
Alright, so as Tyrion is the last one coming across this bridge, she kind of loses her footing about halfway across and doesn't completely fall in, but it's enough to have for her to let out a yelp. And the rest of the party starts to hear some commotion from the room directly in front of you at this point. I had it cut off.
Am I like falling to the point where I need Lorella to come kind of?
Well, I like if I would have heard that, I would have like immediately turned around and either used my till, or if I needed to do it, like if you were further down the way, I would have just thrown my rope at you.
It's more like a you lost your footing and you're holding on to the two pieces of rope that are there as handrails and kind of just straddled the lower piece of rope that you were walking on.
So you have wet feet now.
Maneuver myself across
Yeah.
this.
I extend my hand to at least help.
Okay. I'm gonna grab Lorella's hand so she can help pull me across.
No,
Thank you for the help.
no problem. No, be careful.
And as that is happening, there is a little kind of short.
Is
Actually,
Jorgen still playing his drum at this point?
no, he stopped earlier. There's about 3 foot in height, purplish creature that comes out to see what the echoing yelp was.
Do we stop moving or? Well, I don't know. I don't know at what point you're like because we could have been back here or we could just meet up at the party. I just don't want to like go.
I can here and kind of listen.
Yeah.
Like I just don't want to be like, oh, I see enemies. I'm like, oh, suddenly I'm at the party. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, y'all are good because essentially it's this little creature is going to come out until he gets a good glimpse of this.
How big are these creatures?
About 3 foot.
You know, we did tell them to stay silent, but now we are the ones that made noise.
And upon seeing the first person he runs into, which is Jorgen, which is like essentially someone 3 times his size at this point. He's going to turn around and run backwards into this room, shouting in common that,
I throw a javelin at him.
that there's intruders. Oh, roll to hit. Oh, all right. You can roll damage. I'm pretty sure that's gonna hit.
Jorgen!
Did Jurgen just... Oh, I can't see Jurgen, never mind.
Yeah, we can't see what Jorgen's doing.
We can see like this, but we just barely can't see. Or at least I can't see Jurgen.
I'm sure we're about to hear something.
Yeah, like even you can barely not see him.
Yeah.
So, as this thing sees Jorgen and starts running away, Jorgen hurls a javelin into its back, and it kind of just clunks into the room slightly, dead,
Get attacked by a bunch of these little things.
with the javelin in its back.
Take me on!
What did he say?
I didn't hear that at all.
It's not like he said they didn't take me on.
Get down, you think you can take me on?
I look at Tyrion and say, he has found something, hasn't he?
I think so. I think we should stay right here.
Do we have to roll initiative, or is just Jurgen just gonna go in?
At this point, you should probably roll initiative. Hold on, let me add all of y'all to this.
Oh, I didn't select
Yeah.
my token. Do I just have to? I have to click my token and then
Yeah,
roll
if you
initiative?
click your token and then click the initiative button, it'll autofill it.
My dice is broken.
Oh man.
How do I roll a 4 twice in a row?
I don't.
Carefully.
Oh, well, Turk makes me feel better.
At least mine wasn't a 1.
Shut up. Do we want to talk about that 0?
Listen.
Linda, where's initiative at?
Next year.
Should be a little, like, almost.
Oh yikes! That's a lot of movement that we're behind.
It's right next to armor class. It's a little square in between speed and armor class at the top. Above your hit points.
I thought I did. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you did.
There's a lot of this.
Yeah, there's a
Should
lot
put
of.
deodorant on.
Jorgen, yeah, Jorgen rolled an 11. Alright.
Literally rolled a 13, but it didn't select token, so unfortunate.
Um,
I threw a javelin at him.
I cannot believe you just did that.
Oh, cool. All right. So, Farah is first up.
Oh, I go in first.
Yeah, well, you
Yep.
get to act first. So essentially, on your turn in combat, you've got 3 things you can do. One is movement, which you can move. I think your movement speed's 30 feet, so you can move up to 30 feet or not at all. Second is you get an action, so like attacking with a weapon or any spell that says it takes an action to cast, and then a bonus action, which is any like if you've got cantrips or spells or something that say it takes a bonus action to cast.
You can also talk to them.
Yeah.
Let's say, so do we know that these things are evil and we need to be attacking?
No, we
'Cause
don't.
we don't know
Jordan
that,
just
right?
I mean, you heard it say intruders in common. So.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
did
but
say
they could
intruders
just
in
be
common. But
scared.
Yeah, they could be scared because all these people just came rolling up on
Especially
them.
this huge, like 50-foot barbarian coming at them.
I think the time for mercy is over by the javelin in this guy's back.
But he's sad. Let's go. Let's do this. Boy,
I am going to attempt to talk to this other little dude over here.
side note, I've been waiting for this shit all week. Let's fucking go.
Alright, so like
Love you
can
too.
you see my red line? 'Cause
No. Yes.
All right, so you can like move up
Move up there.
Yeah, one of those two squares where it says 30 foot. Which ought to put you in line to be able to kind of call out to it, but it's not like I don't think you can actually see the one around the corner.
Okay. So I'm going to call out and say, we come in peace,
Except for Jorgen.
except for that. Yeah. I don't know. Should we find out what they are? Why they're there?
Ask them what they're doing here.
They're dead. That's what they are.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Someone put a leash on him.
So like, so you're asking essentially like why they're here or what
Yes.
they're doing. Okay. So it's kind of a rough and almost higher pitched answer. But the answer you get is essentially this is our home. I mean,
And Jorgen's coming in here destroying it. What?
Oh no.
Do we know what kind of creatures they are? Or are they like a type of creature we've never seen before?
you when y'all were tracking them knew what their footprints were. So, they're called Zvarts.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They're kind of goblinish, but where goblins you tend to be kind of lanky and very thin built, Zvarts are kind of portly and have a weird culture in that their version of beauty is almost inverse of the rest of the normal world.
Oh, they probably think Jorgen's beautiful then.
I am beautiful.
Um,
So I will apologize for Jorgen and his actions, and ask how long they've been there.
They have been here. You get the idea in his answer about 5 to 6 months because his answer is more he's counting moons or things like that. You know, you
Are
get
these
that.
things indigenous to caves?
I don't know. But you get the idea. They're not brand new to the area, but they haven't like just moved into this cave. They've been here a little while.
Okay, so then I will ask them if they have seen this chick that we're trying to find is a human, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen any humans in the area in the past couple of weeks?
All right. So his answer is the only human they know is the queen.
The queen?
Queen.
Oh no.
How long have they had this queen?
Um, 9. His answer's like 9 moons. So a week and 2 days.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Ask him to take
Can-
us to his queen.
Can we hear this? Like from all the way back here?
I don't think Tiriana and Lorella would be able to hear it, but you would hear some kind of faint conversation going on because just the hollowness of the caverns is going to echo it to some degree. But I think anybody beyond Murphy probably wouldn't be hearing it.
Okay. Take us to your queen.
You can't. You can't.
These things
Like,
good.
I'm
Um,
helping her.
Could you please take us to your queen?
they
Yeah.
will if you'll put your weapons and stuff away, and
Lock Jorgen up.
they like it seems more kind of like they're all right with taking you to her as long as they're escorting you kind of almost prisonerish to her.
Are we comfortable with that?
Lorella is.
Me and Lorella don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Can somebody go get them?
Out of character, Lorella is the one that escorts prisoners as her job.
So, like,
I try to hide a hand axe in my pants.
within this amount of time, like Tyriana and Lorella
Is that
probably
a hand axe, or are you happy to see me?
y'all have had time to move up to where the rest of the party is. I
So
won't
we
say that.
can move up here to where like
Yeah.
Murphy's at.
Yeah, with Murphy and
Alright,
Turk.
so I just play a hand axe, trying to put the hand axe in my pants to hide it.
Yes.
Okay, so I will fill in Lorella and Tirana. Is that how I say it?
Tyriana.
Yeah.
That they are willing to take us to their queen, who has only been their queen for about 8 or 9 days, if we will get rid of our weapons and kind of go prisoner style.
So I'm gonna look at Farah and be like, "Is there anything special about this queen?"
She's a human, and she's only been their queen for 8 to 9 days, which is about the time
Oh.
Can I
Lady
I'm
went
gonna
missing.
move up and stand next to Farah?
Mhm.
Can I see one of them, or
Oh yeah, there's a
Yes.
dead one in front of
There's
you.
a dead one right in front of you.
yes? But I don't like. I have 60 feet of dark vision. This
I'm
light,
gonna.
I can't see past this because the light.
Yeah, you can move in like 1 or 2 more squares.
I'm gonna
Right.
turn to Jorgen and be like, Jorgen, what happened to this little creature?
He
I just stand here, yeah, or do I need to be here?
fell.
He fell on what?
The javelin.
Are you sure?
I
You didn't throw
crouch.
that javelin?
I crouch, grab the javelin. Do you mean this? I can't flip my token. Do you mean this one?
Yes. He tripped and fell onto it.
I look at the party like unconvinced.
I'm just gonna stand here shaking my head.
Am I able to sleight of hand the axe in my pants?
With a 10, I mean you have tried. Like it's there. You don't know if it's hidden from anyone in this. Like
Okay.
essentially, it's going to be their perception against your sleight of hand roll.
Okay.
Okay, so do we go prisoner style, or are we not comfortable with that?
Well, I am typically the one that escorts the prisoners, so I'm kind of not okay with it. And besides, I can't really take off the armor from my tail.
Well, they didn't say to get rid of our stuff. They just asked us to put it away.
And as y'all are like
on our person, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
kind of
like
unarm ourselves. but
Sheathe,
we can
yes.
keep
sheathe
our
your
weapons.
weapons.
yes,
Okay.
With
And as y'all are
sheathing, sheathing, I'm fine, but leaving my weapons behind, and you look at a rogue that has a whip that has 2 daggers, a short bow, and a rapier. I'm like, nah, like
not comfortable with it.
You can
No.
stick a dagger somewhere.
As y'all are kind of having this conversation, the one at the far edge of the room has gone somewhere deeper in the cavern.
So, do we want to go in with peace, or do we want to go in gun?
You're making nobody's prisoner.
Jorgen, you can stay here. I say we go in peacefully so that we can kind of check out this queen, because I think this might be our missing woman.
I agree, especially since they haven't attacked us after killing one of theirs.
Oh no. Where did Jorgen go?
I'm gonna go talk to Jorgen.
He's actually just going.
You're getting mad.
So, I'll just how do you call it? I'll just step in here and just let everyone follow because this is a narrow passage.
All right, Turklo. Jorgen, nobody prisoner.
Jorgen, big guy. We gotta talk.
Yeah.
You and me. Hands down, the toughest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But guess
You're
what?
second toughest.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm second toughest. But guess what? Sometimes we run into things that are tougher than us.
Oh, those
And
not tougher.
That's not the point, man. We gotta watch out and keep and keep everybody else safe. They're not as tough as us. And if we start fighting, what if our friends get hurt?
Jorgen, step in front and make sure they don't get hurt.
But we don't need to start a fight every time we meet somebody.
Jorgen's story.
All right. Let's
Jorgen
keep our
got clean
friends safe.
Jorgen took shot.
I know. It's all right, buddy.
Hey,
These
good
guys-
shot, though, huh?
It was a good shot.
Hit him right in back.
Yes.
You saw that.
Nice.
All right. Let's
I
keep our
whispered
friends
to
safe.
Tiana while it's going on. Like, I count 7.
Oh, Jorgen's still not going in as prisoner.
Or 8 even. Sorry, 8. Lol.
Will you take me as your prisoner to the queen?
You're not prisoner. You're friend.
I know, but we're pretending
Oh well. Why don't we pretend
because we're smarter than these guys. They're dummies.
I can put disguise kit on?
What kind of disguise do you got?
I can be jester.
Let's do it.
Okay.
That'll work.
Okay, so I think we all decided we're going to follow these things to the queen.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So
Why do these little things have little masks on them?
masks.
That's their eye.
Oh, the 4 that have the little marks on them.
There's 5.
Oh, well, the 4 or 5 that had little marks on them. The guy in the
Yeah.
back of this room when y'all came in.
See? I hit him in the back, right there.
When y'all came into this room, and
Sorry.
Farah started talking with the other one, he left out the back, and he came back with several more that kind of appear to be groggily waking up.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
Torklo, don't tell them that I hit him in the
So,
back. He fell
gonna-
on Wink.
Okay. Our
I'm
secret
gonna
man.
put all my weapons up so that I don't look like a threat.
all right, so they're gonna here. I'm gonna move y'all as a group, so I can kind of do this easily. Sorry. Dun, 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 dun.
Gotta get a drink. I'll be right back. Keep going.
They are. Dang it. I'm gonna 4 in front and 4 behind y'all. And sorry if y'all see goofy stuff. But they're gonna kind of lead y'all through this path and take a fork to the right and bring you into this room. And these guys are gonna stand over here.
I start standing over with these guys. You guys see this trick? And I start trying to perform tricks. Well, and
Like magician tricks, or are you just being
No,
goofy?
I don't understand. So, hey, Maddie, quick question. I have the trait by popular demand.
Uh-huh.
You can always find a place to perform, usually in an inn or tavern, but possibly with a circus, at a theater, or even in a noble's court. At such a place, you receive free lodging and food or of modest or comfortable standard, depending on quality of the establishment. As long as you perform each night, in addition to your performance, makes you something of a local figure. When strangers recognize you in a town where you perform, they typically take a liking to you. Like what? Like, can I even do that here?
No. That's like
You know what I mean? Like weird. It's a weird one.
general population. It's kind of built around almost like bards or like rogues that use sleight of hand to do
Why do they have it for the
card
glass?
tricks or fortunes or something. 'Cause I think you get access to all of them.
Okay. All right.
So as y'all are led into this room, essentially this kind of cavern opens up into, or you go down the path out of the back of this room, to the right at a fork, and then the pathway opens up into a pretty large sized room in this cavern. You can see beyond you there's an exit at the back left, and in it are about 10 more of these creatures. So now you're in the midst of about 18 of them. And at the center of them sits a.
Can I do a perception check to see if like she's being held against her will or if she's willingly there?
You see,
And can we discern if this is like the description that we know of the woman? Or at least the woman that's missing?
so at the center of the room, you see a human woman, pretty much matching the description that Mivel gave you, the farmer. And she is kind of seated on a kind of large rock, slightly above the 10 or so Zvarts around her. She has what looks to be a homemade wreath or crown of daisies on the top of her head, and kind of sitting comfortably, and she doesn't appear restrained in any way. And the group of Zvarts around her seem to be in varying states of awestruck. Some of them are making things out of small daisies by hand. And as y'all are led into this chamber, and she kind of notices your entrance. Two things. One, the goblin that Farah had talked, or the Zvart, I'm sorry, that Farah had talked to, looks up at her and in a crude common kind of says, they say they came in peace, but they killed Vit. And two, she kind of notices your entry and starts to rise as this Vart's telling her that.
We did it fell.
I'm gonna kind of step forward and be like, "We apologize for our barbarian. He's one of those people that kind of shoot first and ask questions later."
Roll persuasion. You stick those in the bathroom. Thank you.
Jurgen isn't rolling that right now. Never mind.
Jeez, I give up. My dice is broken.
All right.
Diana, you are wrong. I told you he fell.
She doesn't really seem to believe you one way or the other. Several of the Zvarts are kind of chattering all together, trying to relay what is going on or what happened. And it takes her a couple minutes to get them to calm down, and so that they'll speak in turn, and she can tell what each of them are saying. But as they all kind of relay the same general story of one of their kind went to investigate some kind of noise and came running back into the room to take a javelin to the back. She doesn't really seem to hold your word over theirs. But she also doesn't seem to not believe that this guy's maybe a little trigger happy either.
Are you being held against your will here?
I don't know if she's gonna tell us that in front of these people.
You are held against your will. Please.
Blink once.
I was coming home from my sister's house, and they actually surprised me on the road and took me against my will. But at the first day, offered to let me leave if I wished to.
Why are you choosing to stay?
It's a lot different here than home. my home was.
Less drunk?
What?
Are they less drunk?
Oh my
Well,
gosh.
well, none of them are drunk. I don't think any of them
That's fine.
drink. They go out and pick berries and flowers for me, and they catch fish from the creek that runs through the cavern and make sure I am fed. And sometimes, we all go walk in the woods. It's a lot different, and it's very nice to feel like I have some value here.
Do your son and your husband are looking for you? Do you at least miss your son?
Yes, I miss Tad, and uh I hate not seeing him, but I also know Mivel needs help with the farm, and he's always been very fond of Tad and treated him well.
So you were just going to abandon your son?
Oh no.
I started motioning towards Jurgen to like stay calm, stay calm.
I'm gonna whisper to Turk, Turk, keep him under control.
You're fine with being down here in a cave, but you leave your son at the farm with a drunk?
Oh no.
Just because he needs help with the farm?
Turk, keep him quiet. I can't. Doesn't
Well,
listen to me.
Jordan,
I
Jordan,
think
let's just listen.
I think that they, and she kind of motions to the all the little creatures around her, would take issue with someone their size uh being here with them that wasn't one of them.
Have you asked them?
Well, they're not really smart.
We've got one of
So,
those.
I've tried, but I've never been able to get a good answer other than they protect their own people.
So, what are we to tell your husband? We're here to get you and bring you back home.
You don't, forget your own people, but you don't protect your own son?
No,
Oh.
she was talking about the things.
Yeah.
The Zvar.
The
What's her
little
name?
creatures.
Do we know her name? Forget.
Clody.
Clody.
So,
Clody, have you asked them if they would take care of the prince?
yeah, I've tried to ask it like that, but they have a very strange view of who is in charge and who is important.
But you're okay with that.
Why are they so accepting of you?
Um, they seem to think I'm the most beautiful person they've ever met, or
That means she ugly.
Yeah, looking generally at this
She homely looking.
human lady.
Butterface.
Yeah, Butterface is a nice description. Like her nose is way too wide for her face, and her eyes are kind of offset a little bit from each other. Not terribly, but just enough to make you kind of pause when looking at her, trying to figure out what it is that's and not by the normal humanoid races.
She got a lazy eye too.
Not anywhere on the scale of beauty that would attract attention from anyone. It does look like even her, what is this called? this bone.
Brow?
Yeah, the bone below her eyebrow on one side, and maybe even her nose have been broken previously because they're kind of somewhat uneven.
So she looks a lot like them.
Yeah, well, you get the idea that if they judge beauty by what they look like, she's a humdinger. Um,
So basically, side note, you haven't seen Ratman anywhere, have you?
Oh gosh.
Or ask your little blue friends.
there haven't been any people down here other than us and me and the Zvarts, and then the monsters that are in the room with the mushrooms.
Monsters? What do you mean monsters?
Well,
You're a monster.
they're they look like which one's on the ceiling? Stalagmites?
Yeah.
They look like stalagmites most of the time, but if something scares the mushrooms and sets one of them off, they try to come down and feed.
Oh, well, I'm glad we didn't disturb those mushrooms.
They're both bad.
I'm just gonna look at her and be like, what do you want us to tell your husband? Like, do you want to go home or do you want to stay here?
I think it would be easier for the boy if she was dead.
We're not gonna really kill her, Jorgen.
I don't. I'm not really sure. I don't want to go home because it's so so much nicer here. I'm treated so much better. Things have just been worse and worse over the past years as the farm's done worse and worse, and Mivel has gotten worse.
Have you talked to him about that?
I've tried, but it
Sounds to me that you didn't try hard enough.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, my attempts are usually met with me being told I should know my place and what I should be doing, and not trying to run the household.
But
If the party would look at Lorella, you'd notice that Lorella's like visibly getting annoyed.
oh, Jorgen's already pissed.
I whisper to the group. I tell the group, get ready for action, and I would like to just get back in a corner if possible. Do they stop me or anything?
No, like they keep a pretty close eye on you, but they don't seem to be
All right.
moving to intercept you or anything.
You tell me if it's possible. I would like to cast disguise myself, and I would like to disguise me as their queen.
As the human lady.
There's still one back here.
Sorry, it's the.
Oh, I forgot him. My bad.
Can I? Yeah, I should give you the. I'll give you the description.
He's trying to look like her.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that pretty easily.
So disguise me as her, if it's okay with you guys. I think so. If it's okay with you, GM, in this case. And I would like to get back inside. And I would like to use thaumaturgy and boom my voice. And I would like to magically yell, she's an imposter, and I'm your real queen.
Oh God!
Uh-oh.
They're gonna kill her, dude.
Oh
Um,
no.
Good.
Make a persuasion check. What is
Easy,
that?
easy.
I look because I'm imitating Farah and Triana say, I guess get ready for a fight.
I'm just looking around like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
At least the roll is slow.
Alright, I'm gonna.
I'll be right back. I need to go relieve myself.
Fine.
Alright, so they seem somewhat confused at first, as essentially a duplicate image of Clody has walked in and declared rather loudly that the actual Clody is an imposter. And they kind of almost split.
Oh no.
Like half of them seem to start supporting the Murphy Clody, and roughly half of them start to
We're gonna lose Murphy team.
support the real Clody.
Just looking around like, what the hell is going on?
I would start. Actually, do I want to? I'm thinking if I want to do it. No, I would just look at her and like you can hear in my speech that I'm annoyed and say, "You have something that I can never have with the one that I love, and you're giving it up for somebody else. Why would you give up your son?"
I was really hoping, that Mivel would be smart enough to take him to one of my family that's better off than we are, and he would have a better home to be raised in, and hopefully, be raised with better opportunities and better morals.
Well, your husband's an idiot and he's not doing that.
You're an idiot. At least she's an idiot, because why can't she take her son to go live with her sister?
Yeah,
To
why
raise
didn't you?
a son.
You get the sense, like, at this point from talking to her, that this wasn't something she really thought out. She kind of just found herself in this situation, and she likes so much that she's trying to reason it out to herself just as much as she's trying to reason it out to you.
So there's two ways you can reason this out: with yourself right now, or with a javelin.
Oh gosh.
No, you're. I step forward and I tell my party, if I were you, I would cover your eyes right now. Or not cover your eyes, cover your ears.
Oh no.
And I walk up here. I cast Thaumaturgy to make my voice as loud as possible, and I shout, "Not good enough! Go get your son!" And as I do that, I want to try and roll persuasion.
Okay.
You're gonna irritate that mushroom.
There's a lot of screaming in this cavern.
Yeah, the mushrooms in this cavern look less alive. They more seem to be like natural
Naturally occurring
yeah,
mushroom.
just natural fungus rather than the large kind of pulsing mushrooms Lorella and Tiriana saw in the other cavern.
I'll be right back.
Oh yeah. I gotta find her charisma stat real quick. Oh, I guess I can just do this.
And if at any point I have enough time to cast a second level of thaumaturgy, or second thaumaturgy, because they can stack, I would make my red eyes just like furious bright.
Alright, so you she seems somewhat begrudging, but agrees to go back to her husband and son at this point.
Or does she approach us and stuff like
Yeah.
that? Or...
So she kind of, states this and then has to spend a couple of minutes kind of calming these creatures down as they're getting riled up, as she's making it apparent she's leaving them.
We're gonna leave Murphy here with him.
And from the back left kind of corner of the room, you hear a very similar voice to the rest of these creatures, but just a tone.
These things are not going to be happy that she's leaving, and they're definitely happy with us.
A tone or two deeper in pitch, kind of approaching. Say, finally, it's going back to how it should be, and there's a couple more of them, and one that looks kind of obviously different in dress from the rest of them. That enters.
Oh, so this is not normal.
Take my thing off because I. Can you take my thing off because I didn't.
I'm gonna turn to this guy and be like, "How is it supposed to be around here?"
Well, normally the Zvarts are we, as he would say. Normally we are followers of one of each kind of tribe has a leader who is somewhat gifted in magic, and they, I guess, kind of are the central point of the tribe, and who dictates where we go and where we go, what we do, what our God thinks we should be working on. And there are several of us that haven't abandoned that way, but looking kind of past you or into the group that was kind of huddled around the original Clody. He's like, some of us are more enamored by things we think are beautiful than the way we do things.
They're about to have a civil war.
I'm gonna look at him and ask him how much of an uproar it's gonna be if we take this woman back to where she is supposed to be. Like, are y'all gonna be able to keep your people under control, or is it gonna cause a big uproar?
The only thing that's caused an uproar is her being here in the first place. Okay. And then as he says that, he goes, and now there's two of her.
So I obviously turn off the booming voice thing because I've done like my moment to convince her, and I say, so we're just gonna leave now. We're gonna take Clody, right? Clody with us,
Clody,
and then you can just continue your life as normal, and we're just gonna take her home, and I'm gonna teach her a few ways to talk with her husband. And then I motion for Clody to move towards me.
Husband?
Yes, the drunk husband. Do you want to have a talk with drunk husband, Jorgen?
You're gonna want to smash drunk husband.
You can't hurt him. Remember the little one.
The little one still lost the husband. So we're just gonna have a talk with him, Jorgen.
Can I just go a couple more of these done?
No, Jorgen.
As y'all say something about Mivel and him being obviously drunk. Sometimes Clody does kind of sheepishly say, "At least y'all
Do I?
What?
know what you're taking me back to."
Oh,
We'll
don't
fix
you
that.
worry. I will be having a word with your husband. But you also will be having a word with
Lorella's
your
gonna
husband.
provide couples counseling.
Honey, now
To a
they're-
degree, maybe.
They're a fucking mess. Honey, they're
Go ahead, guys.
Couples counseling from Lorella.
Sort of.
You should charge them.
Oh, there will be a prize, don't you worry. Is this resolved, or do we have to talk with them?
No, like essentially, the little Zvart that is kind of was in charge is starting to gather the group of them together and address them as y'all lead Clody back out of the chamber.
Do we get a reward for bringing things back to normal?
Hmm?
Do we get a reward for bringing things back to normal?
Yes, we would be getting gold and a necklace or something.
Like, do the leaders give us something, or can I ask for something, or intimidate them to give us something?
Gosh. I'll put a
Uh,
javelin through one of y'all if you don't give me something.
I fixed your helm. We've prevented a civil war.
You've already. Where's Triana? You've already killed one, Jurgen. I think you've made your point. Is the dead body still here, or have the others taken it away?
Boy, yeah.
Hold on, what is that?
Is the dead body still here, or have the others taken it away?
No, it's just laying on the floor where it was killed.
Can I look on the body what it has on it?
You essentially find on the pockets of its little garments, there's about a dozen what look like wild berries that look maybe picked within the last day or two, and some starting to very obviously wilt daisies in its other pocket.
Mm-hmm. I'll take the wild berries, or rather, because Triana's next to me, I'll take the wild berries, give half to her. It says they didn't mean harm, and Jurgen just killed them.
They actually hate Goliath. So
I mean, out of character, you threw first, man.
oh, they said intruder, and I was just trying to stop them from bringing a whole horde of people.
Oh my goodness.
You know when you're out of character. When you're playing a game and you're like, okay, you got to kill the guy before he tells the rest of the army that there's someone at the front gate.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're basically trying to stop the whistleblower.
exactly.
All right.
I guess we head out of the cavern.
Were y'all gonna address
hey.
the little?
Yeah. Do you guys want to kill some monsters? Because I want to kill some monsters.
Oh no.
Yeah.
The Zvart leader.
We left already, right?
Well, somebody said something about asking him for rewards or whatever, and I wasn't sure if y'all were gonna do that before you left or not. You were?
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't care.
All right.
I just tell to the group, get ready to run.
To the room.
This isn't gonna happen.
I yelled to the Vart leader. I was like, "Do we get anything for preventing a civil war, or back to normal?"
He is going to hand you kind of a brown leatherish glove that's got some, it looks like glass or quartz or something made into it at the first knuckles. Like there's 4 pieces right where the base of your fingers would start, and kind of be like, well, you are taking her out of here, and we don't really have any need for this, so.
Wonderful, thank you. Do you have anything else?
No.
Cool.
All right.
Hey guys, look what I got.
Oh,
I don't know what it is. Does it do anything?
well, you don't have a. Oh, maybe you do. I don't know. I don't know if you have a way to detect magic or not.
I don't. Does anybody have a way to detect magic?
I mean, the best I can do is an Arcana check.
Can we identify an object with during a short rest?
Yeah.
Or Murphy can do that during a short rest.
Okay.
Yeah, it's but there's a
Advance phone and check the timer.
it's in the Dungeon Master book, but it's up to the DM. There's two
Oh,
versions.
I got you. Yeah, like somebody can spend pretty much their whole short rest trying to figure out what it is. Yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I just meant like immediately. You don't have any way to
Yeah, I didn't
tell
think
what
so.
it is.
Come on, guys. Do you want to go kill some monster?
All right.
So that went well.
Y'all make your way back to.
Jurgen, there's nothing that way.
Oh, sorry. I'm gonna
I
take.
think you said there's monsters in this cavern up here.
No, Gold said that to you. You have no idea of that as a character, I think.
Yeah, you don't know anything about the cavern they were speaking of because you
Oh.
didn't go that way.
I mean, I guess it's easier for us to just group up so you can move us together.
We were talking about.
Oh, who went over here?
Didn't the bridge break? How are we getting back?
No, the bridge didn't break.
Okay, going back, do we have to roll again to get across?
No. Essentially, you rolled across the first time to see if you made any noise to alert the little sparks to your presence, and
Okay.
all of you but one made it.
I guess we had outside of the cave at least then.
Yeah.
Do you want to go outside the cave, or do you want to fight some monsters?
There is no monsters in the cave.
But that's okay.
So
I
at
thought
night,
we questioned why they said monsters.
Well, Tiriana and Lorella went all the way through those caves and didn't encounter anything.
Unless you want to roll against me in a check. I told you there's nothing there, unless you just don't believe me.
It's just I literally thought that they said there was something in those rooms in the room with the mushrooms.
Yeah, he was explaining what the mushrooms do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, there were things on the ceiling, right? That if the mushrooms would have been like started screaming, that they would have come down.
Yeah, but he wasn't explaining that was out of character, so Jurgen doesn't know that, right? Or am I just mind blanking?
They explained that to the. I thought that was in character as the.
Oh, it wasn't. Okay, never mind. Well, then I would have thought I've seen no monsters there, but you know.
Yeah, that's why I questioned it.
Yeah. Yeah, that was Clody, I think, when somebody asked if there was any. Oh, when Jorgen asked if there was a rat man down here. She replied that no, or one of them replied that it was just the Zvarts, Clody, and then the things in the room with the mushrooms. So it is up to y'all. Tiriana is away from the keyboard for a couple minutes, so she's going to take a kid to work.
Where's Turk? Where's our friend?
I'm over here. I'm being slow.
So it's up to y'all if y'all want to go the other way or not. Essentially, coming back this way, you just need to find a way to go back up 35 feet or so.
Don't we still have his rope?
Yeah, but there's a path too.
Why didn't we continue up the river in the opposite direction?
You know what, Jurgen? I would love to see you try.
What?
Jurgen said that he wanted to swim up the waterfall.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you said that.
Right
I was
where
like prepared to sit down and just watch.
right where we came from, the river continued on, and we didn't explore the rest of the.
Me and Tiriana did.
Hold on.
So I know what you mean, but me and Tiriana explored it. There was nothing there.
Is it Jorgen?
Hold on.
Jorgen. You're talking about how are you over there?
I'm. What do you mean? It's not blocked off for me.
Oh.
Jurgen is gonna get killed.
No, I'm looking because I'm just want to make sure that I'm not like crazy.
Oh, you're crazy.
Jurgen finds an enemy.
Yeah, there's a whole area that we didn't explore up there.
Yeah, that's where Lorella and Tiriana were
Okay,
going.
so they did go up there. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they went they made
I-
that whole big loop, and then like the parts you're talking about is deeper into the caves where y'all talked to all the Varks, and essentially,
Well, that's what I. Yeah.
yeah, it was like the rooms they used as their little home.
I would address the party like, I guess our mission is done. We have found a lady. All we have to now is just bring her back, and then just talk to the husband and slap. You know what, Jurgen? You can slap him in the face with your open hand to wake him up.
Alright.
We get out of this first.
Hmm?
Don't we have to get out of here first?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but I would just be talking about the situation. They're telling you that you can slap him.
oh no, why are you not restricted by everything when you should be? That's funky. Something's different with Jorgen than everybody else.
I mean, I
It's
can't
everybody.
I can't go past this where I'm standing, but I can go around it.
Huh. It's really weird.
You
Like
just
there is something below my token right now, and I can't go through it, but I can just simply go around.
Oh, I see what happened. All my walls got deleted. All right. Okay. I see why it's doing it now. Cool.
But I
So-
guess I would just start addressing the party that we should just head back up the rope and then just head
Alright.
back to travel back to the village.
yeah.
Are y'all climbing, like all climbing out back out?
Well, isn't there a path we can walk back up?
That's what I thought.
Well, you don't know about it.
Well, somebody came down that path, right?
Yeah, like didn't Farah and Murphy use the path to get down instead of the rope?
No, I thought they used the rope.
No, I used the rope.
Then I just start heading up the rope.
Okay.
Is that a check that after all, or is this assumed that I can do it?
Yeah, it's a pretty easy climb back out. The only issue y'all are gonna have is Clody's gonna make somebody carry her.
You're gonna
Who
carry
that's
the
gonna
lady.
Yep.
Yeah, she's very obviously dejected by how this has kind of turned out, and isn't gonna be she's not gonna be
She was willing to abandon her kid. I don't want to touch her.
I don't have the strength to carry her up there.
All right, Jorgen. I guess since I'm the strongest, I'll carry her back to her house.
well she'll walk. It just
How far
You just have to get her out.
Oh,
So how far is the town again?
4 days travel, right?
yeah, it was 2 or 3 days, 2.5 maybe. I think it was about halfway through the third day that y'all hit the path, and then y'all went down it and kind of explored and discovered it, and then slept on. I think that was the 4th day. I found my notes. Yeah. So, first day was the tavern. So there would have been 1, 2. Yeah, it would have been the 3rd day out of the town that y'all found the path off to the side. So about 3 days. So who's pulling her back out? Nobody.
Well,
Weren't you going to?
Either Turk
Turklo
or Jurgen. Turklo was gonna do it, I think.
Turklo, because he's the strongest.
Alright, then just roll strength, Turk.
Okay.
Can I aid with if he's going like last? Can I aid by pulling on the rope to make it a bit easier?
So you can either roll with him or not a save, Turk. You can either roll with him
Oh,
or let him
dang it.
roll with advantage. Either one.
You know what? Just for me, I'm just gonna roll strength with it.
Let's do that.
So not you're very obviously having to carry another person's weight with you, and they're not really assisting at all. But with Lorella's help, you're able to pretty easily get her up out of this hole and onto the path, and
Okay.
all make your way back down the path towards the road where it intersected. And I'm guessing y'all are just going back to
Ascot, I guess.
Are you going back to Ascot or back to the house of Mivel?
Wasn't that in Ascot or around Ascot?
It was a couple hours outside of Ascot.
I'm guessing we would just be heading back towards the farm.
Yeah. Okay. So,
but I don't want to speak for the party.
No, I think that's where we should go.
Yeah.
Agree.
Outside of game for a second, if anybody ever has a hey, wait a minute, I want to do something or I have input, just stop us. Like, I realize in D&D, some people are kind of more hands-on and some people are less hands-on. It's the same way in the other game that I DM, but like if you ever want something to happen or want to put your thoughts and stuff in, just stop us.
Okay.
But I just don't want to overshadow other people, like what they might want to hear. So
it's pretty easy. It only takes y'all about 45 minutes to get down the path and back to where it met the kind of main roadway. I'm following that backwards towards Ascot. You don't traveling the roads you see now. Farmers and what are essentially the help they've gathered. Sowing and planting seeds in the field as it's springtime. There seems to be a good bit of activity in the fields as you go down the roads. Yes. Not right now, buddy. But there's not a lot of activity on the road. You are essentially the only group of people. Not a hard trek. Clody seems down in the dumps as you travel, but not. She's not like openly defiant or anything.
So during the travels, I would just keep an eye out on her, like mega annoyed at her, like just visible. Like you can just read my body language that I'm annoyed at her while we travel back.
Okay. While y'all travel through, the rest of the first day back, and really don't pass anyone on the roads as you're walking. The second day back, do pass what looks to be like a group of laborers that seem to be moving cattle from one field to another for one of the local farms, and they just kind of give short pleasantries and hey, how you doing as they pass, as you pass each other going opposite directions. And then third day you make it back to the home of Mivel and Tad and Clody.
Before we go, I quickly need to pee. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah, should we take like a 5-minute stretch, go to the restroom,
Yeah.
kind of thing?
That'll work.
Okay.
What time
All
is
right. 3 till 5 p.m.
it? Yeah, alright.
All right, I'm gonna stretch. I'll be back in about 5.
He's coming.
At what time do you plan to stop tonight?
Another 53 minutes. So, I think that's midnight.
Fair enough.
I mean, I'm willing to always have like a bit of overtime, but I think last week we discussed about potentially starting a bit earlier, so we would have the leniency of doing more than 3 hours. But
Yeah. This was Lainey's last week of volleyball, at least for the time being. So we can be on earlier.
Okay. So what works for everybody?
no, I don't know. At what time do we start at 3 p.m. for you guys, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
What's
I mean,
too early?
Noon here would work for me.
Sorry, what did you say?
Noon.
Noon.
Here.
So that would be 3 hours earlier.
It'd be
Correct.
6. We could go backwards to like
Noon would be fine on us, right? Yeah, noon would be fine on our end.
We could go noon to 5, and that would give us 2 more hours of play and get us off midnight for Kaya and Tipiak. Make your Sunday night a little less late.
I mean, like, if we just start a little earlier, that gives us like more leniency. Like, if we are in combat, to actually try and finish the combat on time.
Yeah.
Or B, just progress like RP more and stuff like that. I'm fine with it. Like, for us, it's just basically we start at 9 or we start at 6.
All right. I'll double check with. Oh, there she is. Hey, what do you think about starting at 12 instead of 3? All right, that works. So, I think no, Jess said she was going to be late next week, so that'll be regardless of when we start.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But yeah, we can plan next week to start at 12, and we'll run with that time, which would be 6 for.
No, that's fine.
For y'all too. All right, cool. Turk, are you back?
He was. He walked away again.
Oh my gosh.
Babe, hurry up. Go ahead. You're fine.
Yeah,
He'll be here in a second.
He can get caught up. So as y'all get back to the farm where Mivel and Tad stay, as you approach and kind of go through the gate of the farm, the couple things you notice are like while the farms in the surrounding area you passed have had workers and stuff working the fields and sowing and planting seeds, there doesn't seem to be a lot of activity or any activity in the fields directly around their little home, and the only thing you see going through the gate and approaching the house is that Tad, which is the young boy, is kind of struggling to hook a horse up to what looks to be kind of a plow type apparatus behind the house next to the little rickety barn they have.
Does the kid notice us coming or not?
Yeah, as like he's kind of caught up in what he's doing, but then y'all get through the gate and kind of about halfway to the house, when he notices you and lets out a very obviously excited like "Ma!" and takes off running towards his mother.
I mean, I'm walking behind, like, sort of behind the party anyway, so
Okay.
I wouldn't be in the way for that anyway. But I would be looking at if I could see the husband or anything.
You don't see him anywhere in the immediate vicinity, and as Tad's kind of covering the 50 or 60 yards between where you are and where he was. Clody notices him and starts going in his direction. Not really. Her pace quickens a little, but she's not like bounding to him as he's kind of wide open running towards her.
So addressing the party. Well, do I just let it be like this, or do I talk to the husband, or does anyone else want to talk to the husband?
I straight up walk up to the husband, push him up against the wall, and I use
You
intimidate.
don't see him right now, but
Yeah, you don't see him right now.
Oh, okay, shit. Where is he? Boy, where's your dad? Where's your father?
All right. At this point, he's kind of like almost run full speed into her, hard enough to tackle her to the ground, and has kind of just wrapped himself around her midsection. And he kind of looks up at you, and he's like, I'm pretty sure he's still inside.
Okay. Good thing your mother didn't abandon you, huh? And then walk inside.
I walk inside as well.
All right. Well, as you go up to the door's actually not like a free open. Like there's some kind of latch or lock on it that is hooked.
Kick down the door.
Yep.
Make a strength check.
as the party is advancing, is there an opportunity where I can whisper in the woman's ear where the kid wouldn't hear it, or is that just impossible?
No, I mean he's 9 or 10, so his head's roughly sternum level on her. He's not a real big kid, so if you were like fairly close to her whispering, he would.
Well, she's on the ground technically, right? Or is she stood up already?
No, like I was just describing like kind of how hard he was running into her. Like she didn't hit the ground completely, but you could tell that like when he got to her and wrapped her up that she stumbled. Like he hit her. He ran into her and didn't lose all of his force. He didn't stop completely. Like I don't know how to describe.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, sort of.
All right.
I would just whisper in her ear and be like, "Now, we've brought you back home. You better start loving your kid and don't make me regret my decision." And then I just, without her being able to respond, I just walk to the house.
All right. So it looks like Turk was successful in.
We both kicked down the door.
Oh, Jorgen knocked the house down.
Well, that was a save, unfortunately.
Oh.
I hit the wrong fucking thing. I was pissed. We kicked down together.
Yeah, so pretty easily defeat the what looks to be, once you've busted this poor man's door in, like essentially just about an 8-inch piece of 2x4 that was falling across the door and the door frame to act as some sort of security against someone just coming into the house. And as you do that and enter, you do hear kind of a startled like grown, and this little, essentially what you should walk into is like a almost like a studio apartment type setup. Like there's a bed, a dining room table, and 3 chairs, and kind of a small, almost like oh my gosh, fireplace type setup that looks like, there's a stand built in there to heat food on. But as you knock the door down and enter, you very obviously have startled Mivel, who was like currently making his way up out of the bed.
Well, take it away, Jurgen. You're the one that rushed in.
Therein, first when I do that, I sit there and take him and lift him up by the shoulder and slam him up against the wall. Say, if you ever disrespect your wife ever again, we'll come back and I'll make sure I don't know. I make sure I smash your head into the fields out back to plow the soil to fertilize them.
All right. You can tell a couple things. One, he's very obviously kind of intimidated by your size and demeanor in general. He essentially just thought, you were helping to go look for his wife, and was kind of taken aback by I guess the change in attitudes last time he saw you, and 2, he smells very obvious of alcohol. Like you've just riled him out of a drunken stupor, so his reactions aren't exactly 100% at this point. Give here.
I kind of just toss him down on the ground and I turn around to everybody and I say, "Guys, he's drunk again."
Yeah, and he kind of stumbles up and it's like, oh, so you found her.
At this point, is everyone inside?
I don't know. Have y'all all gone in? Like,
I'm assuming we all went in because you walked in after you told the woman something.
Yeah, but I walked in and you walked in and Turkle walked in, but I don't know about the rest, right? Well, I was heading inside, sorry. Go ahead.
I had not walked in yet.
yeah, so Lorella would have came in right around the time Jorgen was throwing this gentleman. And Farah Murphy and Tiriana would still be kind of in the... One second.
Well, if I would have come in when you would have tossed him against the wall, I would have said, no, Jurgen, we're only meant to scare him, not hurt him.
Matt, walk away.
He's dealing with kids real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So. What are y'all doing?
So, yeah, we need to make a point across, and just to pass this on to you guys. My earlier suspicion was confirmed. This guy's drunk.
Yes. So, and I'm going to talk to the farmer and say, hey, as my large friend is trying to explain to you, it's come to our attention, you might not be taking the best care of your wife and child, and your farm either, for that matter. And it looks like it's because you're a drunkard. So we're going to recommend that you stop drinking, get up off your ass, and help your son with that plow.
Make an intimidation check, Dirk.
So slow.
So slow. Man, y'all are some intimidating fellas. Alright, so he's gonna take your advice, and those of you outside essentially see this kind of like very not well off mentally guy come staggering out and over to the plow and start trying to figure out, one, what state it's in and what needs to be done, and two, ensure he's way the hell away from Turklo and Yorkin.
Can we search his house for his booze?
Yeah.
I would assist and then ask the intent to destroy it or make a point.
What do you guys think? Should we just destroy it or maybe dump it out in front of him?
I would suggest make a point in front of him.
Okay. Yorkin, are you thirsty?
I already drank the bottles.
You what?
I already drank the bottles.
Are we concerned at all about the fact that the mother doesn't seem as excited to see her child, or do we assume that that's just where she came from?
Yeah, now you guys are questioning that. Oh, I don't know. Like I was gonna throw a javelin through her, but no. You can't solve everything with violence.
No, indeed you can't. And as much as I hate her behavior around her kid, it's something that they need to figure out themselves. We have done the job that the husband wanted. We should get our payment. We've made our point. We're going to make the points with the booze, and then what they do next is up to them. But I'm definitely not happy that she doesn't love her kid. And then, like, Lorelai takes a stand. Like, basically, for the past 3 days, you've just seen a very annoyed tiefling that is just not hissing at everything, but everything that happens is kind of like, eh.
Yeah, why don't we just take her son to her sister, and they're no longer the guardians of the kid. Either that, or we can take him along with our journey.
I'm okay with either of those.
He'd probably have a better life through both of those.
Farah, do you have any suggestions?
We could do that, but let's just wait a couple of days to see how things turn out for the kid.
Not a bad plan. So
we're going to come back and check on the kid in a couple days and make sure that he's doing okay.
Got my popsicle.
Yeah, we can investigate for the rat man while we're hanging around.
Do that.
I mean, the Red League was like at least 4 days travels away, right?
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't mind just staying a night at the inn instead of sleeping in a tent.
Not a bad plan. Get a comfortable bed.
Yeah, let's do that.
Basically, we're agreeing at this point that we're gonna make a point with the booze, I'm guessing. So we'll just collect the bottles that Jürgen hasn't drank yet, I guess, and then just approach the men. I would start approaching them while they look for booze. Maybe then I don't know.
Sure.
All right. If y'all are looking for stuff in this dude's house, make an investigation check.
Is anybody good investigation?
Nope. Well, I'm not looking
I
anyway.
am.
So
Hold on.
I'll call out for Farah.
I was saying, aren't I?
Huh?
So should I do it?
Yeah.
I've got a +3 on my investigation.
Yeah. Yeah. You too, and look for alcohol,
In a minute.
please.
I give up. My dice is broken.
Where am I doing this at?
Investigation.
I'm aware of. Oh, okay.
It starts with an I.
Oof.
Oh, you should see that look.
She's gonna kill you.
Yeah, I get those looks.
She's gonna find your booze and dump it out.
Uh-huh.
I got a 15. Is that good?
Yeah.
All right. So between the two of you, y'all are able to. It's not a ton of booze, like as this. It's not a obvious. Obviously not a well-off family or individual to have, like kegs stored in the bag somewhere or something. But y'all essentially find like what it amounts to about a flask worth of like green alcohol, almost like moonshine, like harder than regular ale, and a part of a like 2.5 gallon or so size jug of ale that's less than halfway full.
Now what are we going to do with it?
Lorella, as you approach him and ask him about payment, he informs you like where in the house to find the amount of money he promised.
Do you expect me to take it myself, or?
Well, he's like, he's essentially telling you like, you go in here and this is where it is, because at this point in time he's kind of been whipped into shape by these two big burly dudes that told him to hook up the horse, and he's not really inclined to stop doing that since they're
He's
still
not
around.
going back in.
I tell him very well, and then I head inside and go take. I didn't take note of what our payment would be, but I just take it and look if there's I'm not necessarily trying to take more, but I just look if there's more.
We already agreed that our payment was information because I didn't have much to give anyways.
Yeah, that's
like jewelry or something, but that's all I can remember.
Yeah, he said he had some jewelry he could sell and get about 50 gold, and
If you want to take the poor man's jewelry, that's fine.
but
I
like,
don't know that I feel comfortable. I mean, what's Tad gonna? How are they gonna feed him?
to Lorella, what you find is like apparently at some point he has taken this jewelry and sold it already, and where he said, that he would give you as a group 50 gold as a reward. It appears there's about 45 to 47 gold pieces bag and a couple pieces of silver.
So I investigate the bag, and at this point, I'm assuming that he just bought booze with what there's missing. And I basically addressed it like, we basically have the payment here. He sold the jewelry that he was going to sell. Either he didn't get the full price, or he's bought booze with the remainder of the gold. And then I start just giving everyone their cut. It's like 43 gold and then something, right?
Yeah. So counting it wholly, you get 46 gold and 8 pieces of silver. So I don't know how that would divide out 6 ways.
It's basically 7 gold and 7 gold, 7 silver, 7 copper. Or am I saying that wrong?
It's gonna be funky. Something funky.
It's 46 divided by 6 is 7.6666. So that's 7 gold, 6 silver, 6 copper, and then an extra silver on each. So it's 777, I guess.
Yeah, that'll work.
I start basically giving out everyone their 7 gold, 7 silver, 7 copper, unless people refuse.
Okay with that.
What are y'all doing with the booze?
Just for my notes, is there anyone that refuses the payment or no?
Like to use mine for something for Tad. Make sure he gets a good meal, some clothes, something, a toy.
Alright, so you're essentially like giving yours to the kid.
Yeah.
I'm not, that's for sure.
I'm gonna add to Turks and give it to a kid too.
I'm going to give it to the mother
Oh gosh.
as backup in case she needs something for herself.
So that leaves me, Murphy, and Jurgen that take the actual gold, right? Well, anyway, I think we can head back to the inn and get a good day's rest in.
Or y'all doing anything with like y'all rounded all the alcohol, but what are you doing with it?
We just dump it out.
Well, would there be like a bottle of wine or like something that's alcohol but a bit more like above ale or something?
In his house? No.
So it's basically only ale or moonshine, right?
Yeah, like what they found in his house was essentially ale and moonshine. There's not any like you get the sense he's after effect more than taste or class or anything.
Then I wouldn't be interested in keeping any of it myself, at least.
Jorgen, Turk, y'all were spearheading that.
I'm ready to just dump it out.
I was ready to dump it out. This has gone way too far. I don't even see why we're letting these people live.
I tell them, if you're gonna dump it out, do it in front of the man.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. So as y'all come out of the house with, this kind of paltry sum of alcohol, it's easy enough to dump it out. Inside of him as he's kind of finishing up, hooking the horse to this plow, and looks like he's about to head out into the field. He seems a little like defeated watching y'all essentially dump his favorite thing out in front of him, but he also kind of has a look about him like maybe he's getting a sense of his how much worse it could have been or could have gotten.
They let him
Is
know.
he in the field already? Sorry, I didn't mean to
No,
interrupt.
you're fine.
No, he's essentially like right in front of the barn, just finishing up the horse to the plow.
Okay. I'd like if we're getting ready to head to the inn, I want to make sure he knows that we're going to be back to check on him.
Yeah.
And if he's drunk or, his wife's not happy, his kid's not safe, there's going to be some consequences. Jorgen-sized consequences.
We tell the wife that as well.
Mhm.
Are you doing that in front of the kid?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think the wife needs to know too because she's being shady.
Yeah. Fuck
Right.
that.
So as y'all approach Clody and Tad, who's still kind of wrapped around her midsection pretty tightly. One, Tad, they're both kind of taken aback by the amount of money that three of the party members just handed them. Two, as Turk and Tiriana give Tad this. Hold on one sec. Fairly sizable sum of coin for a 9 to 10-year-old boy. He kind of lights up and looks up to Clody and is essentially, look, Ma, I told you things would would start to get better one day. Maybe maybe now that we both have some money, Papa won't be as angry all the time. And she's kind of like the moms here don't know this, doing the hand on the back of the head thing to him. And she's like, yeah, maybe. And these people say they're gonna come back and check on us. Maybe things will start to get better.
Basically, also one more thing too. If you don't shape up, there's going to be consequences for you too.
You talking to
The
Clody,
the
lady?
mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So are we gonna go to the inn now, or
The end now.
to
I
the
wanna-
inn?
Yeah, I want to do something on the leave, but I basically wait for I tell the party I'll catch up later,
Okay.
or I'll catch up in a moment. If like whenever the party is like far enough away from the man and the woman, then I'll dress them real quick.
Just wait. Okay. So as everybody kind of makes their way back to the road and back towards Ascot, Lorella hangs behind for a minute.
I tell the kids, why don't you just take the shiny coins that you've gotten and put them inside in a safe place and hide them like they are yours. Just go put them in a good place for you. And I gently motion him to leave.
To like go back inside.
Yeah, so I can address the parents without the kid, basically.
And he's, kind of awestruck at these coins he's holding in his hands, but he's like, oh, okay, yes, ma'am, and kind of takes off half jogging back into their house. And he stops for a second and kind of turns around and looks at you, and he goes, "Is it okay if I pay to have the door fixed?"
I think your father will fix the door himself. Don't you worry.
Okay. And he runs into the house.
So, and then I address the parents. So, on top of fixing the door, you two are gonna have a lot of talks together. You're gonna make things right, because if I ever come back here, and I very much will, and I don't see what I like, something else is gonna happen, and I might take my big friend, or I might come alone. I don't know if I should roll for it, but I'm trying to be like as persuasive and intimidating as I can be.
We already intimidated them. I think.
Yeah, but I'm attempting something else.
Yeah, y'all are essentially attempting to scare them all to death. Yeah, roll intimidation.
Ooh, very persuasive.
Yeah.
No, it's,
Oh.
yeah.
And then essentially what I want them to do is I tell them, okay, from where I am, or at least from where I was, there is this ritual, whereas if somebody breaks a promise, they have to pay their price in blood. Now, you guys haven't been against each other, you just have made terrible decisions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use my tail to cut both of the palms of your hands, and you're gonna make a blood pact together. And not really like I'm not talking about a magic pact, but basically like blood for blood. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And you're gonna shake on it with each other's blood, because your blood together is in your boy. Your boy is the most important thing that you can have in your life. So you figure your shit out.
Alright.
And then I roll the intimidation check, and then I would say, remember what I said, because I will be back. And then I just I just look at them. If they respond, if not, I'm just gonna like angrily walk away.
So they're both gonna kind of already, having been intimidated to this point, kind of hold their hands out a little, like shakily almost towards you.
Oh, it stings when I do this.
All right.
I don't think I have to roll for an attack, right? Or
No, like pretty easily you're able to make a small slice in each of their hands. And like the rest of the party is down the road, so I don't see this, but as you do so, they kind of take each other's hand, almost as if they're shaking hands. And Mivel kind of looks at Clody and he goes, I'll do my best to do better. I was really worried that I had lost you, and I don't know what to do with Tad on my own. Most of the time don't even know what to do with trying to keep the farm running and food on the table, but I'll do my best and really put forth an effort from here on out. And he kind of looks up at her as he's kind of been almost like looking down at the ground, kind of shamed as he's saying this. But he looks up at her and looks her square in the eye, and he's like, and that means no more drinking.
and that's what I was after. And at that point, I don't care about the conversation anymore, and just walk away and leave them be, and just basically not full out dash, but to basically like pick up my pace to catch up with the party.
All right. Well, as you turn and start walking away, you do hear Clody, reply to him, and you catch kind of a diminishing in volume reply from her that starts off as that means no more getting angry and hitting us either.
One moment, I have to decide.
And you are you catch up
Do I hear her talk about hitting them?
like it's you catch the very end of it.
Man, the decision that I have to make now. Yeah, fuck it. I turn around, I take my whip, and I whip him, and I say, "That's for hitting them."
Roll for damage. I mean, he's a common dude.
Oh, no, I not lethal. I don't want to do lethal damage. I want to make that sure.
You snap his arm off.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You're not trying to be lethal. So, but as you hear that and turn around and snap your whip at him, you do actually like crack him in the temple, and dude just goes flat unconscious. Like you just knocked him out cold.
Oh, it's bad for Jorgen to kill people.
I didn't kill him. I made a point. And then I didn't, knowing that I didn't mean that, I apologize to the lady. And I say, I am sorry, I just heard that he hit you. And I snapped, I'm sorry. And then I just walk away.
All right. And as you're walking away, you glance back and see her kind of half uprighting and half dragging him back towards the house, and it looks like something she's probably done more than once in her life. Like she doesn't look to be struggling or ashamed that she's doing it at this point.
Jorgen gets in trouble for hitting people, but other people don't get in trouble.
You didn't. You killed people.
I made him sleep. And then I say to the party that he has been hitting the woman and the kid, and that's why I whipped him.
Well, how do you know he doesn't have brain damage?
We'll find out tomorrow.
We'll find out tomorrow, and then you know when you have that moment when you start to get hungry and you hear your belly.
Yeah.
I say like I'm kind of getting hungry. I don't know about you guys, but I could use some food.
Y'all are easily able to make your way back to Ascot and the Open Collar, which is the inn where you all stumbled into each other now 8 days ago or so. Yes. It's probably late afternoon as y'all enter the inn. The dwarf innkeeper that was there previously is in there, and about 6 to 8 other patrons in the inn currently. Some having an evening meal, a couple that just seem to be having some kind of meeting or enjoying company of friends. But it's not bustling, but there's some livelihood in it at this time of day. So, what are y'all doing?
Like, is there a table free that can fit us all?
Yeah, you're pretty easily
Is
able to.
Jorgen gonna eat a whole freaking chicken again?
Probably a couple.
Pretty easily able to like pull 2 freestanding tables together to. Well, there's 6 of you. Yeah, there's a table that'll easily sit the 6 of you. You kind of have
Even
to.
with as big Jorgen is?
Yeah, you kind of have to put Jorgen on the end of it, and like 2 of you sitting on one side, 2 on the other, and then 1 at each end, almost like a slightly elongated table.
I told the group that they can sit down and I'll go buy us food and drinks. And essentially I want to walk up to the dwarf and like order food for everyone and then ale for the men and what is it called? 1 second. It's like where is it? I just had it. Like a pitcher of wine that's like, is that enough for like a couple of glasses or?
Yeah, a pitcher would probably get you 5 to 6 glasses, depending on how free flowing you are with it.
Yeah, so basically like beer for the men and then wine for the woman.
Alright, so
I don't know what it's gonna total up to, but I'm more than happy to pay that.
so you set a meal for everybody, and then beer for the men and a pitcher of wine. So like 9 silver total.
Okay. Deducting that from my thingy.
And after Roka actually sends the pitcher of wine and 3 rather good sized cups of ale back to the table with you, and says she'll bring the food out shortly.
Okay, then I guess I'm handy or strong enough that I can carry everything, like the ale and the glasses and the pitcher, or do I have to walk twice?
Yeah, you would have to come back to get glasses for wine.
Oh, then I'll take the beer first, and then say I'll be right back and go get the pitcher and the glasses for the woman.
Okay.
And basically say, oh, this round is on me. And then I start pouring out the wine for Farah and Tiriana as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna thank Lorella for the meal and the wine.
We've
I appreciate it.
had a rough day and a lot of talking. I just and I've been annoyed at this woman for days. I don't say that I want to drink to forget, but I kind of intend to try and loosen myself if you catch my drift.
Absolutely.
Turk, you were a little too agreeable with that.
All right. After, 5 minutes or so, Rorka makes that trip around with three plates, and then she comes back again with the other 3 plates of food that are essentially, it looks to be almost like a hamburger steak. It's gravy, and there's what would it be equivalent to us of like a whole roasted potato and some form of beans.
On the way,
Jorgen?
on their second trip, I would request a second round of drinks, at least. Is that half of what I had to pay earlier, or I don't know how much food is.
So I would say just call it 4.
Okay. So that's that's 4 glasses of wine. I guess, is that con check worthy, or like I'm like, you notice that I'm actively trying to get at least a buzz on, so I'm a bit more loosened. Like, I know that in D&D, if you drink too much alcohol, you have to start making con checks to see if you get drunk or not.
Yeah, you can. Well, you've got 4 glasses out of the first one, so 2 of them went to Farah and Tiriana, and then the second round, like, if you drank the other 2 glasses out of that pitcher and then are already hammered.
I would be offering them like equal, so then I would order 2 pitchers, I guess. So each of us could have had 4 wines then. Like, I'm trying to get a buzz on, but I'm not trying to be rude and just claiming everything. If that's what I'm trying?
Yeah, I get you. So I guess the question is how much are Tiriana and Farah going to drink?
Not a lot.
Yeah, I probably drank the glass that he poured for me and call it good.
Right. So,
sorry.
I guess I'm drunk at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, alcoholic.
So out of the first pitcher, you got 2 glasses, and then if you ordered another pitcher, like, I would say
I'll have the 2 that he offers me, but she offers me.
Yeah. So you've got.
That'll work too. I'll have the 2.
All right.
So that leaves me with 4 in total, then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. At the end of the second pitcher, I would say you're probably con saving at that point, because you're
con save
4 glasses of wine deep, and yeah.
I rolled a 9.
Yeah, having the experience of having run a tower, you're well aware that you're at that point where you feel fine, but once you stand up, everything's going to start moving differently.
Okay. Well, I've actually never been drunk IRL, but
well, I think everybody
how it feels. You feel fine, and then you stand up, and the room starts.
There's a certain point in drinking where you've been drinking a while and sitting still in the same spot, and you're like, oh, I'm fine, and then you stand up, and it's like somebody took the world and put it on a boat in bad water, like everything just rocked.
Yeah. And then you lay down, and the whole room spins, and
okay. Essentially, I'm gonna call
everywhere.
Yeah, I'm gonna call that mission achieved. Then, from what I wanted to try and achieve.
Yeah.
I just wanted to loosen up.
You ever been drunk in WoW?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that. Where you can't walk straight and everything looks fuzzy.
Like you're not falling over unintelligible and speaking with, you get a kind of very noticeable slur, and then you are.
What I was trying to achieve is, like, I know that people get the point where they're just more comfortable because of the alcohol. That's what I was trying to achieve, at least.
Oh yeah, You're very
Me right now.
I was about to say, turd.
Alright, so, I mean, y'all are pretty easily able to enjoy your meal and your drinks, and there's a little more traffic in the open collar as the evening goes on, but it never turns into an excessive amount of people. Like there's always 1 to 2 or so tables open as the evening goes on. And I'll leave it up to y'all what y'all would like to do. We can. It's 3 minutes till. Like we can.
Ready to
Probably
call
a
it?
good
Yeah.
stopping point.
Yeah, call it a night, and y'all go to bed in the inn, or
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Sit around, tell some stories, eat some food, go to bed.
Yeah, like I would have had like that. Like I am now free to speak, and then I was starting to explain why I was so annoyed at the woman with her kid and stuff like that. At least that's what I was gonna try to do. But if we're gonna
Okay.
call it here, then
Well, we can. Let's pick it back up. We don't need to
And-
go to bed. We can just pick it back up.
yeah, just make a note or something that, and we'll start
We're
with
still
that.
sitting at the bar having drinks and talking.
Yeah, and we can start with
like I'm also fine with just going for like 30 minutes more, but we can also just leave it here.
Our kids are getting restless. It's dinner time.
yeah.
And that's fine. Then I'm just gonna put the notes. Having talk about why I hate the group.
All right,
Hey.
we will call it there, and